Welcome back to Emblem Hunter. We're going to be doing the Black Knight chapter. Of all the battles in the war so far, the fierce contest for Fort Pinol is the fiercest to date. And from this horrific clash of weapons and wills, the Crimean army emerges, bloodied and exhausted, yet victorious. The prize of Fort Pinol is no small thing, but it's all the promise of additional reinforcements from Gallia. The large Begnion army encamped in Castle Dane that keeps the breath of hope alive in the soldiers' hearts. There is one other pivotal piece of Dane defense of the former Crimean capital that's severely undermanned Castle Nados. As the day's end draws near, Tibarn's small force of hawks and galleons cease their attacks and return to camp headquarters. Chapter 27, Moment of Fate. Well met. From the looks of things, the battle ended in our favor. We claimed victory, yet Dan had more troops than we expected, and it was a hard-fought battle. I don't have the best news to report either. What is it? As the day ended, we withdrew as planned, but as we were leaving, reinforcements began flooding into the capital. That's a piece of ill news. The men that were originally guarding the castle were nothing special, but there was one who appeared mid-battle and crushed an entire unit by himself. He was so much stronger than the others, but it was as if a wolf had appeared appeared in a kennel of blind newborn pups. What did he look like? He was covered toe to tip in black armor. That made it difficult to judge his size, but I think he was bigger than me. If my intuition is right, he is the villain you've all been talking about. The Black Knight. He's in that castle? Battle report. Supports. You can get Ike or Joffrey. Let's see, we got you. Oh, we can finally get that at least one Stefan support. Okay, I think I know what supports I want to do, but first... trade the Wyvern Band. And we're gonna dump bonus XP onto Alencia. More strength. And she's gone with us next chapter, so might as well. As for Ike, Convoy, take. I'm going to have him use both of these. That way he can do significant damage to the Black Knight. I think I'll give Ike one of the Draco shields. And then take one for Mist. Who could use a res boost? You, I guess. Let's give Bastion the Spirit Dust, because why not? And we'll give Ike all of those stat boosters as well. Some bonus skill couldn't hurt for the Black Knight fight. And no reason not to. Skills. I'm gonna need that. We'll cover staff for sure. Oh, Flame Lance. Tax, I guess. Now let's go over the sports. Is there something wrong, Princess? Oh, my Lord Ike, I was getting prepared for battle, but I'm having a hard time. I'm attaching this scabbard to my belt. Let me see. Here's the problem. The buckle on your scabbard isn't fastened. There's a little trick to this. Don't move for a second. Alright, that should do it. Thank you. I just can't seem to do anything right. Can't even get myself ready for battle. Everyone else is all suited up. Everyone here was the same way when they first started. In fact, it wasn't all that long ago when I was having a hard time fastening my scabbard. Really? That's right. But my father drilled me hard and tested my swordsmanship and survival skills before I could even eat breakfast. We come from different worlds, Princess. So that's how you learn so much. Well, you don't need to practice so hard. You weren't born to be a mercenary. The rest of us are war dogs. You'll just get yourself killed if you jump into this rough and nasty war unprepared. I understand. Just don't worry about it. There's no shame in asking for help from the rest of us. We'll be there to back you up. Thank you, my Lord Ike. Anytime, Princess Alencia. Oh, I can already get the bee? Princess Alencia, are you still here? Oh, my Lord Ike, well, I was getting a little practice in. And I don't want to be a burden to anyone else. Wouldn't it be better to have a training partner? I'd feel guilty asking someone to train with me. It would be a waste of time. I'm no match for their skill. I meant that, and what I said earlier about not hesitating to ask for help, but I guess you decided to ignore me. No, it's not like that at all. I heard what you said, but I still feel so... I know, you feel powerless and frustrated. You must feel. It was terrifying. It was a terrifying feeling when I discovered my father had left me in command of the Grail mercenaries. But there's a huge difference between inheriting a country and a band of mercenaries, isn't there? Not at all. Not at all. You're absolutely right. It's hard knowing what kind of responsibility I have and just now unsuited to how I am to take it. Over the last year, I learned a lot from those battles. Mostly, I learned that there are many things I can't do on my own. Everything I've achieved was only possible because of the people around me. I trusted them completely, and I'm not ashamed for asking. I'm not ashamed to ask for help. That goes for you too. You're not alone. That's a great way to look at it. Thank you. Now Ike has no supports left. You still want something from me? Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. When does your contract with the Commander Ike expire? Heh, why you ask? There's a very delicate matter I'd like you to attend to. It's something only you are suited to address. I've known you for a long time now, and I've never seen you in such a desperate glimmer in your eye. 20,000 gold. Eh? I'll get you 20,000 gold, but you will have to attend to it right away. That sounds tasty. Unfortunately, I have a policy against taking 2 jobs at once. You'll have to wait until this one is over. Don't fret, Bastion. My contract with Ike I will only last as long as this war, and it's already coming to an end. It's not clear yet who will win, but it's certainly coming to a head. When my plate is clean, I'll find you. This is absurd. You won't take the job? Oh, I'll take it. I never pass up a lucrative offer. Plus, I've come to think you're not so bad, Bastion. You've always paid in full and on time. I like that in an employer. So I am an excellent employer. Perhaps I should set you up with a pension. In any case, it appears that I will have to wait until the end of this miserable war to secure your services. But do not dawdle, Volk. It is a matter of utmost urgency. And that support has something to do with Radiant Dawn. Who goes there? Don't be ashamed. Don't be alarmed. I'm one of you. Or is one of ours. Unlikely. Yes, one of your kind. I see that you pretend to be something you aren't, and you've lived among foreigners. I see that I've puzzled you. I'll let you stew on what I've said. Let's sit and talk next time our paths cross. Mr. Har! Where are you, Mr. Har? I'm right behind you. Why can't you just respond the first time when I call for you? And didn't you promise that you would respond right away if I stopped calling you Captain? That was only if I wasn't sleeping. Well, that's most of the time. By the way, it seems like the only time you act like a professional soldier was when you were with my father. Were in front of my father. And I recall the only time you weren't so uptight is when you were around Lord Shahrazam. I couldn't help it. He was my father. He was different. I am with you on that. Lord Shahrazam was something special. I didn't want him to see me as a hopeless, lazy Mr. Har. I think I'll just stretch out here. Yeah, that's it. The moss is nice and squishy. Leave me alone, it's nap time. There's no reason not to get Joffrey support here. Are you looking for someone, Your Highness? Joffrey, I'm glad you're here. Is there anything I can do for you? Yes, I have a small favor to ask of you. Ask anything of me, Your Highness, and I shall make it so. Really? You would do anything? Anything at all. Well then, here it goes. Joffrey, I need you to leave me alone while I fight on the battlefield. What? Without protection? But that is the one thing I cannot. I don't want to hear any objections. Is that this is an order? You must obey. But Princess Alencia. Tanith. This is all about triangle attack. Commander, can I speak with you for a moment? What is it, Titania? I have something important to ask of you. Alright, what is it? I want you to tell me about the night Commander Grail was killed. I understand that's difficult for you. However, I need to know. I just... I have to... I have to just tell it once. It's all I ask. If you can't, his death will be something I'll never be able to face. I feel I've done a terrible disservice by not telling you earlier. It's just that there's a lot that I have to get in my There's a lot I have to get clear in my own mind. I've kept you waiting. So tell me. Yes, I think I've finally come to a point where I can face it. All right, whenever you're ready. That night, I already told you everything up to where I was on my way to the forest, right? The path headed at the head of the path. My father told me to go back to the fort, but I had a bad feeling, so I followed them anyways. When I entered the clearing, he and the Black Knight were already fighting. They seemed to be evenly matched at first. Then, and they exchanged a few more blows. Suddenly, my father was sent flying. They spoke to each other for a moment, but I was so far away I couldn't hear what they said. Then the Black Knight threw a sword at my father's feet. I think he wanted father to pick it up and use it. But father didn't touch the sword. He just readied his axe and charged. Axe again and charged. It was over in an instant. Weapon triangle took his life. I couldn't believe my own eyes. They looked like they were embracing, just standing there, frozen. When I saw the Black Knight's blade, it was protruding from father's back, and shining in the moonlight. Oh, Grail. When the Black Knight pulled out his sword, father staggered and fell all backwards. I ran and tried to catch him, but I couldn't hold him. We both fell on the ground. The wound father had taken was terrible, but to a point where he was still alive. The Black Knight approached and said, "Give it to me." I had no idea what he was talking about. I do now, though. Oh, he had been sent by King Ashnard to retrieve the medallion. Father told him he'd thrown the medallion away, but the knight did not believe him. Then he tried to get father to talk by threatening to kill me, and missed. I was so angry I leapt up and attacked him, but it was useless. But I didn't give up. Though I didn't care what happened to me, I attacked again. All of that stubbornness. If King Gallia hadn't been nearby, I probably would have died that night too. After the Black Knight vanished, all I could think was that I didn't want father to die. He was still alive. I thought if I could just get him back to the fort, we could save him. I had clung to that false hope and started walking toward the light of the fort. I just kept walking. Thank you, Ike. That must have been so hard for you. Titania. Nightingale died on your back. His last moments must have been much happier than I imagined. Thank you. Now I can finally get past my grief. Titania. Yes. I am... There's something else I haven't told you about. I met him. I met the Black Knight again. What? We fought? You did well to keep your life. I'm not the same boy I was that night. I've grown a lot. I've worked hard. Yet even so, I wasn't able to defeat him. There's nothing you can do about that. Not even Commander Grail could defeat him. You're not ready to... It's not that... It's just that my blade work wasn't It's not that my blade work wasn't good enough. And what do you mean? Titania, it's his armor. It's impervious to damage. What? That's not possible. Even the strongest... He said that his armor had been blessed by the goddess. He said that only weapons that were blessed could hurt him. Where are we supposed to get something like that? I have one here. Ah, Ike, that sword. Where? The night my father died, I went back to the clearing by myself. I'd hoped to find some clues that might help me hunt down on the night. The sword was still there. I brought it back with me. I've been hiding it ever since. He should have allowed you to use that sword the moment that happened. And this should have been a 3-star conversation that lets you use Ragnall. If not so. I wasn't thinking about using it. I believed that if I just carried the sword with me, I'd meet the Black Knight again. And it worked. So this sword will work against him? It's supposed to. It was made to contest the Londite, which is the sword wielded by the Black Knight. Do you think you have a chance? I'll win. Alright, I won't stop you. Use the sword to avenge Commander Grail. But listen, Ike. You must promise me one thing. What is that? When you meet him, you'll exchange blows. And if in that moment you don't feel you stand a chance, you must flee. There are times when running away is not the same as losing. Don't you believe in me, Titania? Of course I do. One day you will defeat the Black Knight, I'm sure of it. That is why I don't want you to lose your life on the first go-around. When the time comes, I promise not to interfere, and I won't let anyone else interfere either. I want you to face him one-on-one, and I want you to claim to be calm and use your own best judgment. At times, withdrawing can be the key that unlocks the future victory. Don't forget that. Understood. Manage. Trade. I want the speed band right now. That one. So if I can gain some more speed coming up, that would be nice. So I think I get doubled by him right now. If I remember right, you could also possibly steal a Brave Lance. Do this. Actually, I need shop. What do we have? So we can pick up a second stiletto. Don't have anyone who can use that. I don't have anyone who can use that. And I have like one person that can use that. Shop, armory. Convoy. General Ike, please come with me. We are getting ready to have a war council and discuss tomorrow's battle. So the Black Knight is in that castle, is he? There's little doubt of it. That Bayork That Bayork is a real handful. Even when I attacked him in cat form, I could barely scratch him. It's his armor. Apparently blessed by the goddess, ordinary weapons, and natural or no, cannot damage it. Oh, that's just swell. So how are we supposed to defeat him? Angry looks? Leave it to me. I've got a sword that should be effective against him. I don't like it, but I suppose there's no choice. We don't use weapons or shields, so the Bayork tools are for Bayork alone. Very well. If the villain in question appears, we'll leave him to General Ike. Now then, shall we determine on who among us will storm the castle? Can I talk with you? Alright now, miss, we're discussing battle strategy. I know that, even so, please, it'll only take a moment. Miss, I promise, we'll make time later. Be patient. And wait quietly. What is it, oh beauteous one? I feel a bit dizzy. May I rest a moment? Oh, that foul deed. Oh, what a foul deed. It is this that rears its head. The gods of war do charge a heavy toll, will twitch us, and attack our very minds. And the princess, she is faint all, and her all are tired. Forgive your humble servant's this trespass. Hark, my dear, and bless me with your arm, good folk. We shall retire for a spell. Of course, princess. Please rest and allow us to proceed with these preparations. Thank you. I'm sorry. What is it? Come on, miss. You realize the princess was making time for you to talk with me, don't you? Well, I thought I could talk to you later, but then I changed my mind. I wanted to talk to you now. I've been hoping to talk with you too. I haven't heard much of from you since the other day. Yeah, I'm sorry. When you told us that story, I was shocked. That's why. The part about Mother's death and about Father, right? Uh-huh. That's only natural. So you'll have to come to some kind of understanding with all of it. Is that it? At first, I couldn't believe it. The stuff about the medallion and the revival of a dark god and all of that, none of it sounded real. And everything about Father, that was even more unbelievable. It was all I could think about, but I didn't want to think about it anymore. It made my head hurt. I didn't even know what to do. I couldn't even sleep. I just wanted to lie awake at night and stare at the tent walls. Yeah, I felt the same way. I guess my body finally reached its limit. Last night I fell asleep. And when I woke up this morning, I don't know. It was all gone. I only had one emotion left. One emotion? What was that? It's hard to say. Sympathy, I suppose. For Mother? Uh-huh. And Father, for Father. I think more for him than anyone else. Father and Mother were in love, weren't they? And then the medallion, it made Father go, what'd you say, berserk? When he returned to himself, he found Mother. When Father died, it hurt so much, I thought I was going to die. Father must have felt the same. No, he must have felt even worse. I think you're right, and Father kept it all to himself, too. Mother, the medallion, being hunted, he never said a word to us, and it was his burden alone. The man who killed Father was that knight that we saw in Port Toa, right? The one in the black armor? Yes. You're going to fight him, aren't you? Oh, for Father? Yes, I am. That's the one thing I won't let anyone undo in my stead. Trying to stop you is pointless, I know. If I were stronger, if I were a sword fighter, I'd be doing the same thing. Missed. But you must keep your promise. Your promise to lead the company in Father's place and to protect me. If you go and get yourself killed, I'll never forgive you. I understand. That's why I'm not going to lose. I know. How are you feeling, Princess? It was all a lie. I'm not feeling unwell at all. I'm sorry I fooled you. I knew it. I knew it all along. It was all for Ike and Mist, was it not? It would appear that, my dear princess, that you cared for them greatly. I witnessed both the death of my father and mother. Soldiers fell one after another, and I was separated from Joffrey. It was Ike and his friends who rescued me. If not for them, I'm not sure I would be dead now. Lord Ike and Mist too. Now, know the pain that I carry with me, the pain of losing one's parents in war. That may account for the two of them right from the beginning. So we're so warm and friendly. They gave me the support I needed to survive. Mist and I have continuously encouraged each other to go on. So they rescued you and your patrons. There are those among the soldiers who complain in jealousy of Ike's situation, but it is trivial no matter. We are the retainers of House Crimea. We find this general very much to our liking. Bastion, I'm so pleased to hear it. Enough plain speaking. I must ready my silver tongue anew. Shall we return to the council? Yes. Sir Knight, the Crimean army will renew their assault of the castle momentarily. The troops we faced are not the half-breeds we fought yesterday. It's the army that bested General Bertram. They're not what one would call an easy opponent. Resolve it. I beg your pardon? Edifer, you are in command of the castle's defenses, are you? On your soldiers. I have business with General Ina. Understood. Is everyone ready? The castle's strength has been bolstered with reinforcements from the capital. We must strike now before any more can arrive. If the Black Knight appears, don't try to engage him. He's mine. I'll take care of him. Let's see. We actually have a pretty... I think we have the team I want. Yeah. View map. There's the double ball. Is there anything else interesting to show? No. Item. Take. Repossession. Save. And let's start. Nice. Nose. Let's do that. What do we have? When that general has less defense than the actual guy. Next map, I'll probably do a hammer and the Sonic Sword. Because you only get one. Do that. Bolting guy. Okay. We're gonna end this episode here. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and goodbye.